New at 6:30, we're learning more about a push by the U.S. Senate to regulate e-cigarette use. And joining me live in studio now is Rhode Island's senior U.S. Senator Jack Reed. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Now, as we reported earlier this week, e-cigarette use has tripled over the last year. And right now, there's essentially no oversight for these products. And you've actually spearheaded a call by the Department of Health and Human Services to regulate these. It's been more than a year since the FDA announced its own effort to do this. So what is taking so long? Well,
the FDA proposed a rule a year ago that would essentially treat e-cigarettes like we do tobacco cigarettes, the traditional cigarettes. They have to review all the comments that are made on the proposed rule. They have to evaluate them and then publish a final rule, which will then be enforced. We're urging them to move decisively, quickly to get the final rule in place and start to regulate e-cigarettes similar to traditional cigarettes.
And you actually had some changes you wanted to their proposal, kind of? You wanted it improved at least?
Indeed. Now, their proposal is a good step forward. It would require disclosure of the ingredients. It would require scientific evidence for medical claims made by the e-cigarette sellers, but it doesn't go far enough, I think, in preventing the marketing to children. And what's amazing is the growth of statistics you cited, it's mirrored in the number of young people, teenagers, who are adopting e-cigarettes. And there is, I think, a public health danger that should be confronted, and the rule, I think, will help us do that.
And we talk about the marketing to children. A lot of that is because so many of these e-cigarettes are flavored vapors, things that would appeal to a child. Is that really the
there
thought
are
process?
Incidents of bubblegum flavor for these cigarettes, and others that have an appeal to principally to not just to children, but it's a flavor more common to kids than to adults. Then there's promotions by celebrities. There's promotion of these e-cigarettes at places where you've got a lot of young people, entertainers that have a large following among teenagers. And we think that the FDA rule should go further and look at the advertising and the promotional activities also.
And at this point, it's just pushing that forward as fast as you can to make sure that these are regulated soon.
Right. The first step is to get this rule adopted and in place, and the next is to expand the rule going forward.
All right. U.S. Senator Jack Reed, thank you so much for being with us. And our in-depth coverage continues online at WPRI.com. Learn more about the increase in e-cigarette use by teenagers. It's under the Call for Action tab.